Hey there, internet land. It is Tony. This is Couch Potato Lucha Libre. This is not my usual setup. My camera is not having a good day, so we're just kind of live on the MacBook, and it's on top of shoeboxes. But holy cow, do we have to talk? So it's been reported that at All Out, Hangman Adam Page is no longer the main event. He was apparently scheduled in to be the main event, but was bumped off for some reason. I want to be surprised, but I'm not. And unfortunately for me, this is one of those things where obvious wasn't bad. In wrestling and in booking in general, timing is everything. And I think what happened on Dynamite on Wednesday did two very, very bad things. It kneecapped Hangman Adam Page, which is horrible in its own right. But it also kneecapped the Dark Order. The Dark Order, who realistically had gotten over pretty organically, and very much not because of Brody Lee, which I think might have been the most important part of the Dark Order getting over, is that it couldn't have been because of Brody Lee. Now, I understand how some booking philosophies go. You can't be predictable. You have to, whatever. That's fine. I've seen people say, well, Kenny's not done as the belt collector yet. I disagree. I think the belt collector shtick is kind of lame. I think all it does is make one man look powerful in a lot of different promotions. And I don't think those promotions are benefiting. AAA hasn't had a world title match since Triple Mania last year. That's not fair. Anyway, but at some point, you have to say this is the right time to do this. In the last 10 years, we've had maybe the best example of we have to reverse course and do this correctly, or something terrible is going to happen. And of course, I'm talking the Yes Movement. We all saw what happened. 2014 Royal Rumble, my apologies. Daniel Bryan does not get his shake in the match. He doesn't even get involved in the match. He's against Bray Wyatt on the undercard. And the fans go nuts in maybe the worst way imaginable. Now, if you're WWE, you could have just ignored this. Batista won the match. He is a proven star, Guardians of the Galaxy, etc. That would have been fine. It should have been. Except it wasn't. If you're WWE, you figured out that the network drops a month after the Royal Rumble, and the first big pay-per-view event on there is WrestleMania. If you're WWE, what do? You correct course. Occupy Raw, etc. Daniel Bryan opens the show with Triple H, closes the show winning the title against Batista and Randy Orton. This is all perfectly fine, but it wasn't part of the plan. This was supposed to be maybe the biggest middle finger to the smart fans that WWE has ever done, but then they realized that there was a lot more at stake. The issue with AEW right now is that Hangman Adam Page is over like a babyface, almost to the heights that Daniel Bryan was at the point where the Yes Movement took over. I would almost put them at the same level. And unfortunately for them, the time to strike is when the iron is hot, and there is no hotter than managing to get an over babyface to a smart crowd all at once. There is not anybody booing Hangman Adam Page. There is no one telling you Page doesn't deserve the championship. And he's been taken out. And he was taken out by the Elite in ridiculous fashion where he was down 3-1. Like, that is the babyface undercard, everything you could have ever wanted to get Hangman Adam Page over. All Kenny Omega had to do was hit him with the belt in front of the ref. Hey, look, I'm out of here. I don't want to deal with you. That was it. But no, we get the belt shot, the V-triggers, and the one-winged angel. At what point was that kind of overkill necessary if you're Kenny Omega? If you see me looking over here, I've actually got my phone up. I'm trying to keep up with everything that's going on. I get that people love long-term storytelling. And that's fine. The thing is that this is already a long-term story. Hangman Adam Page was supposed to be in a championship match at All In. if I'm not mistaken, back in 2019. It was supposed to be him and Pac. And he wasn't. He was relegated to the Battle Royal on the pre-show to earn the first championship match against Chris Jericho. At some juncture, you have to believe that the timing is perfect. This is one of those times. I don't understand, and honestly, somebody can try to explain this to me. I don't understand where you go from here. Hangman Adam Page is not going to get back to that level of over. Especially if he has to take another loss to another member of the Elite. At this point, it's basically proven that Hangman Page can't beat the Elite. And turning that around isn't going to be Labors of Jericho, isn't going to be, oh, he has to waltz through a gauntlet or anything like that. It's going to require so much more because he's the face. Because he's the biggest face in professional wrestling today. AEW has taken it upon themselves to piss on the most over storyline. The best told storyline. The absolute greatest storyline of the 21st century so far by not giving the payoff when it should happen. Now, people will say, oh, well, you have to give Page adversity. He's had adversity. The writing has been on the wall since Page and Omega lost the titles to FTR at All Out last year. It was a point made perfectly clear that Hangman Page was seen as less than by the Elite. The Dark Order picked him back up. They made him believe in himself. And suddenly he can't do it even though he does. And he can't beat the Elite for some reason. Oh no, his friends aren't enough. He is never going to beat Kenny Omega or the Elite. And that right there is what's going to get this storyline in trouble. You can't make somebody a kryptonite opponent if they're not going to stay that way. Hangman Adam Page has to be the one to dethrone Kenny Omega. And it needs to happen sooner than later. We have seen it in the past. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Christopher Daniels, all men who were Ring of Honor World Champion a year, 2 years, upwards of 5 years later than it should have happened. And what happens with those? Those title reigns are forgettable at best. At best, those title reigns are footnotes. WWE has done this too. They kneecapped CM Punk, which to me is basically the reason that they aren't giving Hangman the title shot, but I digress. They kneecapped CM Punk. They kneecapped Daniel Bryan. They kneecapped Kofi Kingston for the longest time. They kneecapped Randy Orton at first. Figure that out. But when you strike perfect, you can see it coming. I see it coming that this is the time. This is the chance for Hangman Adam Page to become AEW World Champion, to dethrone Kenny Omega, to throw the Elite into disarray. And it's not going to happen. It makes me really wonder exactly what is changed behind the scenes at AEW. Storytelling is not complicated. As somebody who's written scripts, stories, just about anything else you can think of, poetry, all that good stuff. Storytelling from point A to point B isn't complicated. Point A was Adam Page not getting the title match that he deserved against Pac. Point B was him beating Kenny Omega for the title. It has taken us 2 years to get here. And suddenly he's not going to? People keep pointing out, oh, well, the Okada-Omega storyline went for a really long time. They went 4 matches. They had 60-minute bangers, yada, yada. fine. That's cool. It happened. Problem is that a lot of people forget that at the end of that, a lot of people were sick of Okada versus Omega. Specifically, Okada being champion for 700 days. Long-term storytelling works if you do it right. Unfortunately, regardless of what's about to happen, CM Punk might debut. Cool. Or there may be somebody else who steps up. It's Jay White and he's going to add to the club. That's fine. But Hangman Adam Page is pretty much ready to be world champion. And he won't be. And at some point, we really have to wonder what's going to happen when Page wins. It's not a matter of, oh, he's over. It's a matter of, do we care? It could be as simple as Page wins it All Out and then loses to Eddie Kingston in New York at Arthur Ashe Stadium. And then Kingston loses it back to Omega at Full Gear. Little hot shot in the title doesn't hurt. At this juncture, at this very instant, I'm not sure where they're going with the AEW World Title. And I vehemently disagree that whatever they're doing is good writing. Predictability is not a bad thing. Okay? If you use it right. In this case, the correct manner of using the predictability was to give Hangman Page the championship match that he deserved, that he earned, and that he was ranked for. It should have been from here to All Out, should have just been Elite versus Dark Order matches, I don't know, trying to win title matches, trying to get the Elite banned from ringside, trying to get the Dark Order banned from ringside. There are so many little things that could have been done. But the Elite beat Hangman Page 3-1. Think about that for a second. The only people that were not eliminated in that elimination match were Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Why? Gallows and Anderson, as much as they've been on AEW TV and as much as they've been part of the Elite for this whole time, were not really involved in this match. They were eliminated first and second. And that's it. It took all three of the Elite to beat Hangman Page. Fine. Cool. Wow. But that really just doesn't do anything for Hangman Page. Doesn't matter what the follow-up is from here. It really doesn't. Hangman Page is never going to be more over than he is in this 5-week span between Dynamite, the last Dynamite of July, which is July 28th, and All Out. If you are taking a shotgun to the kneecaps of his momentum, if you are purposely cuffing him to whatever back burner you have, if you are Tony Khan and thinking that you can extend this storyline out, make it make sense, and have a satisfying ending with Hangman Adam Page, you really need to think about what you're doing in this instant. If that was the case, Hangman should have lost one-on-one to Kenny Omega right then and there. This should have been Hangman beats 3-1 to get down to one-on-one and then loses. Not Hangman loses 3-1 with basically the entire other team standing on the other side of the ring. I don't know who is challenging Kenny Omega at All Out. I don't believe for a second, though, that it shouldn't be Hangman Adam Page. I'll talk to you guys later.